What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day, the Wild Card Edition. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss all of the postseason content as well as my off-season interviews with some of the best pitchers in baseball. So hit subscribe, and without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Brandon Pfaadt, who had 4 Ks in 2 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 7 hits. While he gave up 3 runs, his stuff was actually kind of nasty, picking up 14 whiffs in 2 2/3 innings. He picked up whiffs on his fastball and sweepers and got a sword on this sweeper. He did give up a big home run, but he's 24, pitching in his first really big game, and I thought he did okay. He picked up some postseason experience, and it's something to build on for the rest of his career. And it's gonna be a long career. He's got good stuff. Pfaadt faced Corbin Burnes, who had 5 strikeouts in 4 innings, giving up 4 runs. Burnes had his usual mix of cutters, curveballs, and changeups, and picked up 7 whiffs on his cutter. His stuff wasn't quite as sharp as usual. In fact, he threw 92 pitches over 4 innings. He gave up only 5 hits, but 3 of them were home runs. And since Burnes is a free agent, there's a possibility this could be Burnes' last outing in a Brewers uniform. Pablo Lopez had 3 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings, giving up only 1 run. He relied on his fastball, changeup, and sweeper. And here's an overlay of his sweeper and changeup, and watch these switch places on the way to the plate. One of many reasons Lopez is so tough to hit. Lopez helped snap the Twins' 18-game postseason losing streak with the help of Jhoan Santana, who was the last Twin to win a postseason game. How did he help? Well, Pablo Lopez came out in a Jhoan Santana jersey. And you might remember from my interview with him that Jhoan Santana was Pablo Lopez's favorite player growing up.
Who did you imitate growing up?
So growing up, I love watching King Felix. We're in King Felix's house right now. Jhoan Santana, he was from the left side, so I just mainly like him, watch him dominate.
What a huge moment for Pablo Lopez. He outdueled Kevin Gausman, who had 5 strikeouts in 4 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had 3 walks. Gausman had his fastball up to 98 miles an hour. Kind of got a call on this one. He struggled early in the game, but then figured it out and K'd the side in the 4th on these splitters, and then promptly got pulled after 73 pitches. I thought for sure they'd leave him in after that. This at-bat against Royce Lewis shows some of Gausman's struggles. His command wasn't exactly there, and he didn't like the baseball. You can see him throw it out at one point. And after a bounce splitter, on a 3-2 pitch, Lewis probably eliminated every other pitch other than Gausman's fastball and sat fastball and hammered it. He knew Gausman didn't want to walk him and had to be in the zone, and probably wasn't going to throw a splitter because he was having a tough time locating it. A pretty tough outing for Gausman. Jordan Montgomery was outstanding yesterday with 7 scoreless innings, picking up 5 strikeouts. He made this fantastic diving play, proving yet again that pitchers are athletes. He painted with his 2-seamer and had these nasty curveballs. In fact, he had 5 whiffs on 12 swings on his curveball for the game and 4 whiffs on his changeup. He really spread his pitches around, throwing all of his pitches almost equally, and that kept hitters off balance all game. A great outing by Jordan Montgomery. He faced Tyler Glasnow, who had 8 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 earned runs and 5 walks. Now, I think Glasnow probably does have the best pure stuff in the postseason, but when he's not landing it, it can be a long day, as those 5 walks indicate. His fastball was up to 99 miles an hour, got a sword on this slider, and had some hammer curveballs. He picked up 16 whiffs this game, 4 on his fastball, 7 on his slider, and 5 on his curveball out of only 10 swings. Here's an overlay of Glasnow's fastball and curveball, and you can see what makes that curveball so tough on hitters. It comes in looking like a heater, and then just disappears. I mentioned Glasnow struggled a little bit with command. One person who didn't struggle with command was Randy Arozarena's mom. Look at this first pitch. Well done. My co-filthiest starting pitcher of the day, along with Jordan Montgomery, was Zack Wheeler. Wheeler is an outstanding postseason pitcher with a 2.55 ERA in 7 postseason starts, and proved it again in this game with 8 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings, giving up only 1 run. Wheeler's fastball was up to 99 miles an hour. He had this crazy, filthy sinker. Look how nasty that thing is. He also worked in some filthy curveballs, but I thought his best pitch yesterday was his sweeper. He picked up 8 whiffs on 12 swings on his sweeper and 5 strikeouts on it. And after the game, he said his sweeper was the best it's ever been. Here are a couple of overlays that show how nasty that sweeper is. Here's a 99-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball and an 85-mile-an-hour sweeper. And you can see how it looks a little bit like a fastball and then sweeps out of the way of a swing. And then here's an overlay with a 97-mile-an-hour two-seamer and an 84-mile-an-hour sweeper, and you can see how those pitches work together really well. That two-seamer keeps running in, and that sweeper sweeps away from the bat. Another great postseason outing by Zack Wheeler. Wheeler outdueled Jesus Luzardo, who had 5 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 3 runs on 8 hits. The Jesus Lizard had his upper 90s fastballs and nasty changeup, but I thought his best pitch this game was his slider, and he had 9 whiffs on 13 swings on his slider, for a very nice 69% whiff rate. He had this quick pitch slider and also picked up a White Castle special. And of course had his Jesus Lizard K-strut. Okay, that's not really him. I mentioned the Phillies had 8 hits off him. I'm not going to show those. But I am going to show the bench with their marbles celebration. Yep, they went pure Major League 2 with their Taka Tanaka imitations. And as you can see, matching them up with Tanaka, their mechanics were perfect. Now on to my filthiest relievers. Jordan Hicks had this elevated 100-mile-an-hour fastball, this sweeper, and this sick 101-mile-an-hour sinker. Jake Diekman had these heaters. Jazz Chisholm, not a pitcher, but had this sick throw and awesome spin after the throw. He most certainly gets some style points for that. Elvis Baguero had this 97-mile-an-hour sinker. Genesis Cabrera had these cutters and awesome K-struts. Paul Sewald had this nasty sweeper. Jose Leclerc had this filthy changeup. AJ Puck had this sweeper. Eric Swanson had this dirty splitter. Abner Uribe had this wicked slider. Jose Alvarado had this 97-mile-an-hour paint and this dirty cutter. Aroldis Chapman had this 101-mile-an-hour two-seamer. Griffin Jacks had these filthy sweepers. Craig Kimbrell had this dirty intentional balk. Look at the drop on this. That's about 35 inches of drop. And here it is with a tail, and you can see how filthy that is. Seriously though, the reason you'd intentionally balk in this situation is there was a runner on second base, and with a runner on second, he can relay things like pitch location or even pick up Kimbrell's grip. And since that run on second meant nothing to the game, moving him to third base made a lot more sense. You don't have as good a view of the catcher or pitcher, making it a lot tougher to relay to the hitter what's going on. Jhoan Duran had these sick curveballs and K-skips. And my filthiest reliever of the day yesterday was Kevin Ginkel. Ginkel picked up 4 strikeouts in 2 innings in relief on his fastballs and sliders and got absolutely fired up. I love it. And now my pitching ninja moment of zen. It's Joe West gone wild. Okay, maybe that isn't Joe West. And now you are never going to be able to unsee this. I'm sorry. What is up, everybody? My picks of the day today are a 3-leg parlay. I'm going to start out with Sonny Gray for 5 Ks or more, and then take a same-game parlay of Freddie Peralta for 6 Ks or more, and Zach Gallen for 6 Ks or more. And then I'm going to use my 30% profit boost from FanDuel, which gives a 30% profit boost on any same-game parlay or same-game parlay plus of 3 legs or more. What would your picks of the day be?